We begin this Thursday afternoon in Berlin, where President Park Geun-hye is kicking off the second day of her state visit to Germany. Now, the day before, the Korean president, who's been campaigning for the reunification of the two Koreas there, secured the full support of Berlin based on Germany's own unification experience. While the Korean president called the reunification of the two Koreas a bonanza, the German Chancellor said her country's experience was glucksfall, the German equivalent. Our presidential office correspondent Choi You-sun reports from Berlin.
At a joint press conference, Chancellor Merkel said Germany, which has gone through unification itself, is responsible for supporting the two Koreas' will to reunite. And President Park and the German Chancellor agreed to set up a cooperative system to prepare the Korean peninsula for social and economic unity.
독일이 갖고 있는 통일에 대한 어떤 경험, 또 지식 이런 것을 참고로 해서 우리 한반도에서도 평화 통일을 이루기 위해서 어떤 준비를 해야 할까 하는 것을 여러 가지로 구체화해 나가고자 합니다.
When asked about President Park's recent description of reunification on the Korean peninsula as a bonanza, Merkel said Germany's unification was indeed a bonanza. Coming from the communist East herself, Merkel said she witnessed the lives of more than 17 million East Germans change for the better after the fall of the Berlin Wall.
A lot of economic support will be necessary in connection with a reunification. The second thing is that people should be prepared to get to know very different biographies.
President Park also garnered Merkel's support behind her trust-building policies towards North Korea, at the same time urging Pyongyang to give up its nuclear weapons. On the economic front, the two leaders agreed to expand cooperation between the two sides' small and mid-sized firms in vocational training and science and technology. Earlier in the day, President Park visited the Brandenburg Gate, a landmark in Berlin, symbolic of German unification. Behind me is the Brandenburg Gate, which President Park visited earlier on this Wednesday. She'll continue with her reunification campaign here in Germany this week by meeting with former officials who are at the center of German unification and by laying out her reunification policies during a speech in Dresden. Choi You-sun, Arirang News, Berlin.